Hello everyone, welcome back to Kalam IAS Academy. I hope you are doing well. And in the last session, I had discussed you about the importance of current affairs. अगर अभी तक भी आपने उस सेशन को नहीं देखा है, please do watch it. It will be a mind-opening session for you. So in this session, we will be discussing in very brief that what we are doing and how it can be helpful for you in respect of what? In respect of current affairs, right? So we have launched this current age program last year, right? Before that also there were current affairs, things were coming up, but very dedicated current age program we had launched last year. And in the very first year there were lots of success in the sense that you can say that the number of questions which hit in the UPSC Prelims 2024, so that was large, right? Now I am not here to brag upon these kinds of things that we have hit this many questions and this many things has been coming from there, because that has to come, right? This is our job. If we are launching a program, the questions has to come from that, right? So there is nothing new from there. That is very natural thing. All the purpose of this session is to build a trust among you, that you can trust this program, right? And how you will trust? Only when you will be able to see that yes, there has been result from this, right? This is the whole purpose. There is nothing to brag about, there is nothing to boast upon, right? Now, so this is the program we will be talking about. Let's see some of the questions. The questions were that which of the following is the exhaust pipe emission from the fuel cell electric vehicles powered by the hydrogen? So we had very much covered this in very much detail, that is the hydrogen fuel cell was there. At the last you can see that this exhaust thing was there and water emitted through the exhaust is there. So water vapor will be the answer, that is the from the exhaust water vapor will be coming, right? Then this question, that is the PFAS, that is the perfluoroalkyl and the polyfluoroalkyl substances. So we have also covered this, and from here you can see that we have written that the PFAS are the fluoridated chemical with strong bonds that does not easily break down in the environment. And this is your statement number 2, that is PFAS are not easily degraded in the environment. So this is a correct statement. Then the common use includes the non-stick cookwares, firefighting foams, water and the oil resistant apparel and the food packaging. So this was the first statement, that is the PFAS are found in the widespread in the drinking water, food and food packaging materials. So this is also a correct statement. So one, you knew that both 1 and 2 are correct. Then looking at the third statement, which is a basic environment question, right? If you know the environment concepts, then that can be solved. That is the persistent exposure to PFAS can lead to bioaccumulation in animal bodies. So persistent exposure to anything will lead to bioaccumulation. That this is a very natural phenomena of the environment. So this statement is also correct. So 1, 2, 3, D will be the answer. Now this question, now out of all the syllabus of history, geography, polity, science and everything, how will you know that which will be coming there? And more importantly in the science portion, that physics, chemistry, biology, it's not possible that you will be reading all the concept of physics, chemistry, biology and then you will be going to the exams. So the smart work says that you will be identifying the topics from the current affairs, and from there you will be reading the basic concepts, right? And this giant stars and the dwarf star was very much in the news. Therefore we had covered under this current age program. Here you can see that this red dwarf, the lifespan is more than 100 billion years, and this red giant stars, they have the lifespan of less than 100 million years. That means the giant stars live much lesser than the red dwarf stars. And this is just opposite of the first statement. The first statement says that the giant stars live much longer than the dwarf stars. So that is incorrect. And one statement 1 is incorrect. Obviously the D will be the answer, because statement 1 is incorrect, statement 2 is correct. You don't even have to read the statement number 2. This question number, that is the Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Man Dhan Yojana. So Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Man Dhan Yojana, this scheme was also in news. We have covered this Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Man Dhan Yojana. So this is for the age group of 18 to 40 years. And if you see the statement number 1, that is it says that it is for the age group of 21 to 40 years. So that statement is wrong, because it is for the 18 to 40 years. So 1 is wrong. So 1 A is and D is the incorrect. Then 2 has to be correct. So this is correct, because 2 and 3 and 2 is the answer, both the option. And statement number 3, that is each subscriber under the scheme shall receive a minimum pension of rupees 3,000 per month after attaining the age of 60 years. So you can see that here also. So if it offers minimum assured pension of 3,000 per month after attaining the age of 60 years. So this statement is also correct. So 2 and 3 will be the correct. You will get the answer B. So these were the questions which were directly coming from the current affairs, isn't it? Now, there are certain questions, for example this, like how many delimitation commission have been constituted by the government of India till December 2023. Now you will feel that this is a very basic concept of the polity, right? Because in the polity you read about the delimitation commission, and from there you read that how many times the delimitation commission have been set up. You are very much correct. But why this question? Why delimitation commission came? Because it was in the news. It was in the news because it was expected that up to 2026 there will be no delimitation commission, but after 2026 there will be delimitation commission will be set up. The census 2021 is already delayed, that will be conducted in 2025, and after that delimitation commission will be set up. There are high chances that the number of members of the Lok Sabha may also increase, right? So the distribution across the country, the Lok Sabha members as well as the border of the constituency, that will also change. Therefore, this was very much in the news. Delimitation commission was very much in the news. Therefore, we have covered this delimitation commission. Along with that, we have also provided you the basic concept about the delimitation commission. From here, you can read that the delimitation commission have been set up 4 times. That is the 1992, 1962, 1972, 2002. So, from here also, from the current affairs also, you could have solved this question, right? So, what is happening in the UPSC? So, from the current affairs, directly they are picking 20 plus questions, but indirectly they are picking the current affairs topic from the current affairs, but from there they are asking the basic concept of that topic, and that is around 20 to 30 questions. So, overall if you see the weightage of the current affairs, it is not the 20 questions which is directly coming, but it is the 40 to 50 questions which is also the directly as well as the indirectly. These kinds of questions will be coming under the indirectly, but these kinds of questions you can cover through the current affairs itself, right? Similarly, this 8th schedule question. So there's this language things was very much in the news because of the introduction of the classical language, right? So classical language was extended further, and therefore this language was in the news, and therefore we had set up questions for the scheduled language as well. So from the current affairs itself, this can also be solved, right? Obviously, this is also a basic concept of the polity. You will be reading this in the Lakshmikant and as well as whenever you are preparing for the polity. But these kinds of questions can be directly solved through the current affairs as well, because we are giving you in very much detail whatever is there in the news and which is relevant for the exam, right? So that is there. So I am not going into the too much detail of everything. If you want to see the discussion of all these questions, so please search a video on the Kalam IAS Academy. We have already provided you and that discussion, and you can also see that we can also provide you in the description box. So that is there. So these things are there in the current affairs, and we have very much detailed. We have covered all these kinds of questions. For example, you can see that this exercise Mitra Shakti 2023 is there. So this was in the news, and therefore we had covered this exercise Mitra Shakti, and along with the other exercise like the nomadic elephant, this nomadic elephant exercise, as well as the bin bags. So this, from the Mitra Shakti exercise, you can see that this is between the India and the Sri Lanka, but the statement 1 says that this is between the India and the Bangladesh. So this statement is wrong. From here, there itself you will get the answer, because 3 statement has to be correct. For 2, 3, 4 will be the correct answer. So from the directly from the current affairs, you can solve this question. So these kinds of questions are also there which you can directly solve from the current affairs and from the current age program. So I am not going to discuss all the questions. What is I am trying to do over here, that this current age programs can be helpful for you in UPSC Prelims 2025, because this year we have been more aggressive towards the current affairs and we have covered each and everything. So there are high chances, if same thing continues, because UPSC is unpredictable thing, but there are high chances, because we have been doing this in very exhaustive manner, that we will be able to cover 40 to 50 questions from the current affairs directly or indirectly in the UPSC Prelims 2025. Let me first explain you about this current age program 2025, because if you have not watched the last session, you must be not knowing about this. So in this, we take the sources from the newspaper like the Hindu, Indian Express, Press Information Bureau, some journals like the Science Reporters, some important articles from the Down to Earth, Yojana magazines. So very important and relevant sources are being taken into consideration, and from that the material is being made. Along with that, we are not only providing you the material, but there will be tests as well, and also there will be discussions as well, right? So there will be 23 tests in total. Out of this 23 tests, there will be 13 tests that will be on the basis of workbook. What is this workbook? This workbook is the compilation of 1.5 years of the current affairs, right? So weekly you will be having the test, and in every workbook we will be trying to cover few months of the current affairs, right? So for that there will be 13 workbooks and the 13 workbook sessions as well, that will also be discussed. Then some of you are comfortable in doing current affairs in the module wise, like polity, then society, then history, then like economy. So for you also, this thing has also been covered. That is, we also provide you the module wise current affairs, that is the k-Snippet sessions of polity and governance, in which there will be 2 to 3 classes. Similarly, economy, similarly the environment, there will be 2 to 3 classes. There will be science technology for 2 to 3 classes. So there are 8 modules. So whole current affairs will be covered, that is for the 1.5 years current affairs will be covered. You will also be giving test for that, right? So 8 module, 8 test, and there will be specific classes for all the modules. So that is there. So that means 13 plus 8, that is 21 tests, and there will be 2 full length tests. So whenever you will be capable of completing all the current affairs, and after that there will be 2 full length tests. So this will holistically cover all your demands for the current affairs for around 40 to 50 questions, because it has been designed in such a manner. Now you may feel that, so you will be giving only 23 tests only for the current affairs, right? So that is very hectic. You have to read so many subjects. But these 23 tests has been distributed in 6 months from the December to May. So even if you give 5 to 6 hours every week, that is more than sufficient to cover this portion, right? You don't have to worry too much about this. So you can very much do this. It is very much doable, and if you are doing this, you can be comfortable in 40 to 50 questions. Even if you have the 50% hit ratio over there, 50% efficiency there, right? So from there also, if you correct 25 questions, so from the current affairs portion itself you can get the 50 marks. Rest of the 50 questions, that will be coming from the static portion, and from the static portion you will have the better efficiency, and from there, so no one will stop your this prelims 2025. So I hope you have understood this. So the most important thing is, not only the hard work is important, but hard work in right direction is important. As this quote says, that the success is not through hard work but through the hard work in the right direction. So my friend, do the hard work in the right direction. I am very much sure that you must be reading current affairs from some material or something, but that is distorted in nature. You need right direction for the current affairs and the right attitude for the current affairs, so that you will be able to solve all the questions correctly which is coming from the current affairs, directly or indirectly. So I hope you have understood this, and still if you have some doubt, then you can contact the Kalam IAS Academy for that. Thank you so much.